Today I'm going to talk about New Year's resolutions. It was a requested video to talk about my New Year's resolutions last year, my New Year's resolutions this year, and how I got along with the last year ones. So last year my first one was to stop dedicating so much time to people who are not bothered with me or people that I have to work to get their attention. Did really well with that. I just really cut out negative or toxic relationships or relationships that were draining or dedicated less time to them. So that went really well. I keep reading a lot. I talked about last year I read 23 books last year, and well, not last year now, but the year before, you know what I mean. I read 23 books and thought that I wouldn't really read anywhere near that because I've got a full-time job now, but I read 21 books this year, so I'm happy about that, and obviously want to keep doing that. Not to compromise for haters, which I haven't done. Continue staying strong, which I have done. Continue to treat my body well, which I have done. And to make or buy a Yule log, which I didn't do. I totally forgot about it and didn't even cross my mind until I watched my video again. I think I watched it yesterday or the day before, and I was like, I didn't. But I'm kind of like sick of Christmas food now, so I don't actually want a Yule log now, but I'm gonna have to get one next year. I'm gonna keep saying that every time, aren't I? But I do actually really want a Yule log at some point in my life. So this year I don't really have New Year's resolutions, and I don't really like New Year's resolutions, and I'm actually going to talk a bit later about New Year's resolutions in general as well. But I've made some kind of goals or things I want to achieve this year. So the first one is continue being good to my body. Obviously this is really important, and obviously something that I will continue working on in my journey. Not just treating it well with like enough intake and stuff like that, but just working towards liking my body and being at ease with it. So I will continue on my journey with that this year. I'd like to get a car. Now I really need to get a car, like now, and I have kind of been looking for one, but when I have days off then I can't really be bothered, and it's really bad. I know I need one, and I need one ASAP, so my goal is to get one as soon as possible. I might move out this year from my parents. At the moment I'm staying at my parents to save up for a deposit on a house, so that when I'm older I won't actually have to end up moving back in with my parents to save up for that. I kind of just wanted to stay at home now, get it done, so that when I move out I don't have to move back in again, and I'll have like quite a big amount of money put aside for when I move in with a partner and start a family or stuff like that. You know, when you actually want to start buying an actual house instead of renting, I'm going to have that money saved up. But one of my friends is maybe moving out this year, and I've said to him that I'd quite like to live with him, so he said he'll drag out for as long as possible with his parents because he's saving up as well, and we'll see if we can move in together. So that might be something that happens this year. I'd quite like to move out because I want my own independence and my own place. One of my biggest reasons for not moving out is actually this room. I literally love my bedroom and really don't want to move out of it, but obviously I have to. You know, it would be great if I could just saw off the top of the house and just take my bedroom and plonk it on top of a building somewhere else. So we'll see what happens with that. I would like to try and meet some new people because I work funny hours. I don't really get to go out to parties or pub nights a lot of the time, and even when I do it's usually with friends that I obviously already know, and it's just like a group of friends that I know and we don't really meet anyone new. So I'd really like to meet some new people. That's kind of happened already. On New Year's Eve I met a couple of people that I have bumped into once or twice in my life, but actually got on really well with a couple of them, so hopefully that's some new friendships in the making. But you know, it's really nice to meet new people who are interesting, and it would be nice to continue meeting a few more people in 2016. Start writing my book. I've collected a lot of data now for the book that I want to start writing on the recovery process and the journey and physical symptoms and mental symptoms and all that kind of stuff. Like I really want to put everything together into a book and get it published. So I've been collecting data from real people, people's recovery experiences, so I can add that into my book. I've got a whole folder full of interview questions and answers from emailing correspondence, and I'd like to start that. It's really difficult just because of time. I would really like to, you know, maybe set like half an hour a day on my days off or on my early shifts when I get back or something to, you know, actually start that process moving. I'd like to visit my friend in Ireland. I really want to do that. It's something I really want to do and I keep forgetting about it, but I really need to actually start planning to do that. She's staying in Ireland at the moment till March and I've never been to Ireland, so I would like to do that. And I would like to go on holiday this summer. I didn't go on holiday last year apart from to Wales with my family, but I'd like to go on, you know, to Spain or Rome or something. So that would be really nice. So those are my goals for 2016. I'd like to hear what yours are. So talking about New Year's resolutions in general, I know that a lot of people find this really triggering because a lot of people start talking about diet, losing weight, getting fit and healthy, going to the gym, cutting down on carbs or fats or whatever. Obviously, I think this is a load of bollocks and people don't really stick to them, and that's good because I actually think it's, you know, not great to actually do those things. And if you're feeling triggered by everybody starting to put New Year's resolutions up that are around food and body weight and shape and stuff like that, don't see it as a reflection on you. Know that this is other people's insecurities and worries and anxieties, and also it's a bit of like of getting on the bandwagon where everybody makes those kinds of New Year's resolutions and in the end no one really follows them anyway, or they give up and don't continue it because at the end of the day it's boring and not sustainable, and 95% of diets don't ever work anyway, and we all know that there's no point in actually following through with any of their New Year's resolutions around that. Yeah, okay, if you're somebody that lives a very sedentary lifestyle and a normal healthy energy balanced person, not somebody in recovery, and they want to go out and start moving their body a little bit more, like going on walks or going swimming, you know, something nice and actually healthy both mentally and physically, that's great. But we all know that a lot of the time New Year's resolutions are pressure from diet culture, and the diet industry is just waiting to cash in on your insecurities. So obviously do not get involved in any of that, and if you find people triggering, just let them know not to talk about it in front of you. And if it's all on Facebook and social media, then just unfollow those people for a while until they go back to, you know, posting their normal stuff and not all the weight loss, health, new year, new me bollocks. Just get rid of all the toxic stuff that's making you feel rubbish and triggering you, until it's all blown over and everybody's kind of, you know, gone back to their normal lifestyles. Just remember to focus on yourself and your own health and happiness, and don't let other people trigger you into acting out on your anxieties and the eating disorder voice that will be niggling away at you. Don't respond to those emotions. Sit with them and distract yourself and move on, and remember that other people's behaviours shouldn't impact on you and shouldn't change your own behaviours and emotions. And I know it's really hard because these things are triggering for a lot of people, but it's just so important to know that if you were to respond to the negative emotions, it's only you that it's primarily going to impact on, and it's only you that it's going to make sick and miserable. So just remember to focus on yourself and do what's best for you and your recovery and your health and your happiness. Just make sure you're doing the best thing for you. I hope everybody had a good Christmas and New Year's. I know that a lot of people will have struggled through this time period. I have written a post on my website about the anxiety aftermath of Christmas and New Year, so you can check that out, and I will be writing an article about New Year's resolutions as well, probably tomorrow. I hope that everybody is coping well in the aftermath of Christmas and New Year, and everybody is treating themselves well and knowing that you deserve to be healthy and happy. I hope this video was informative enough for the person who requested it, and hope it will be helpful for some others. I will speak to you soon.